You want to know what nobody warns you about? That moment in adulthood where the veil drops and you finally realize that your parents are not superheroes, that they're not perfect, that they're not the characters that you built up in your head as a kid. They're just humans. They're flawed, they're tired, they're traumatized, doing the best they could with whatever emotional tools they were handed by their parents or your grandparents or great-grandparents. And when that realization hits, it's almost like betrayal. It can hit like heartbreak because you're not just growing up, you're grieving the parents that you thought you had and also learning to understand the parents that you actually got. And suddenly, like, things start to make sense. Your mum wasn't dramatic, she was overwhelmed and unsupported. Your dad wasn't cold, he was never taught how to have feelings because no one had feelings around him. You see, half the things that you internalized as a child weren't personal, they were patterns, generational trauma dressed up as a parenting style. And yeah, it actually softens you, but not to excuse anything, but to recognize this truth. They were building the plane mid-flight, just like you are now. So yeah, so you start to feel this weird mix of emotions. Yeah, you hurt me, but also I understand why now. And secretly, almost secretly, I feel a little bit sorry for everything that you carried alone. Because the more that you live your own adult life with therapy and podcasts and Google and support, the more you realize that they had none of that. They had survival mode, they had culture, and they had their own unhealed childhoods. And somehow, in the middle of it, they raised you. Here's the truth that's going to free you. Your parents will never be who you thought they should be because that version never existed. You created it to feel safe. But when the fantasy version dies, the real relationship can finally begin. One that's based on clarity and boundaries and compassion, not childhood illusions. And from that place, you can finally say, you weren't perfect, you made mistakes, you're human, and starting to see you clearly is the first time I've actually been able to find or see myself clearly too. Be kind to your parents because it's their first time living as well.